text functions that are similar in nature. They're called replace and substitute. Both of them allow us to replace information. Replace is based on the concept of replacing information by position. Substitute is based on the concept of replacing information by content. In column A, we've got 4 entries here in cells A2 through A5. We'd like to replace the 5th character with an X. Now, we can replace multiple characters. We can replace one character with many. A few different variations here. Equal replace. Left parenthesis. Old text, we see the pop-up below this, refers to the location of the cell, that's A2, comma. The starting position here, in other words, the character position that we're looking at, is the 5th position. Now, we can replace 2 characters, 3 characters, 4 characters. We want to replace the dash there. If we wanted to replace the dash in the queue, we will put in the number 2 right now. If we simply want to replace one of those characters, and we do, it's the dash we want to replace, we'll put in 1, comma. And what do we want to replace that with? Within double quotes, our capital X. And as we press enter, we're about to see 5979XQE-36. And there it is. And similarly with the other information here, we'll just double click, and we're replacing the 5th character. Now, the 5th character isn't always a dash. In the second example there, it's a 0. So the 0 is gone, and the X is in its place. So replace has to do with character position. Over here in column E, we've got a similar situation, equal replace. But here, we want to get rid of that 8th character and replace it with USA. And it might or might not be a dash. That's not the issue. The issue is the position there. So here's our old text, comma. We want to go to the 8th position, wherever that might be in here, and we're only going to be replacing one of the characters, so comma 1, and what are we replacing it with? The 3 characters USA, and we put that within double quotes. And we're all set. We replace the 8th character, which happens to have been a dash, the one between the H and the 87, we replace that with USA, as we're doing over here too. Now, the substitute function, which is similar, replaces data on the basis of content, not location. And oddly enough, it's analogous to the command sequence on the Home tab under Find and Select called Replace. So strangely enough, the substitute function is more like the replace feature. It's more so than the replace function. A little bit of confusion there, potentially. All right, we want to remove, as the suggestion says here, only the first dash. And we can replace it with something if we wanted to, or simply replace it with nothing. That's what we want to do here. Equal substitute. Here's the text we're looking at, comma, the old text, and we don't care where it is in there, within double quotes, dash, double quote, with the new text. Now, it could be something or it could be nothing. If it's nothing, double quote, double quote. Now, if we only want to get rid of the first ones in here, we put in comma 1. That's only the first one. So the second one will stay. And there it is. Let me see what's happening. If we'd like to remove all dashes, why not just copy this down here using the control key? Not quite there yet, but if it's all of these, we don't need to put in any argument here at the end. In other words, by leaving that empty, we're saying take all dashes there and replace them with nothing. You see what happens? Now, we could have done that with the replace command. I'll show you how. Highlight this, and so we wouldn't necessarily need to have done this, although it certainly wasn't wrong. On the Home tab, we can go to Find and Select, choose Replace, and in this case, and I've done it recently, that's why that's still there, but there's that dash, and what do we have in the next panel below this? Nothing. So we'll do a Replace All. And as you look at the numbers over there that are highlighted, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looks like there are 9 different dashes. That's what we should get as we click Replace All. 9 replacements. So in some cases, you might not need to use the substitute function. You might want to use the replace command. Recognize here a different use of substitute. And once again, I'll copy this to the right, make it a bit faster to set this up. What we want to do here, and we haven't done it yet, is to get rid of just the second dash. In other words, we want XXX in its place. So we are replacing the dash here with, in this case, XXX. But we don't want to do it for the first occurrence. We want to do it for the second occurrence of dash in there. Complete that, and you see what's happened. The second dash is gone, and as we double click, that's going to be true in all these cases here. Now notice on the third one here, we've got 3 dashes in there, and there the triple X appears between the DJ and the 59, because it's the second X. And sometimes, and once again, copy this downward, make some changes here. In this case here, let's say what we want to do is to replace the dashes there with underscore. And we want to do that for all of them, so we don't need any final argument here. We'll just get rid of the 2. And that's going to replace all the dashes there with underscore, no matter how many there might be. So with these various uses of substitute and replace, you can see how you can control